Today we're going to talk about straight table. Okay, let's get started. Here we are at the straight table. It's also called a table now. So this is one of the objects that has very huge range of applications and options. So let's get started. The first thing is that everything is column here. There is no specifically as a dimension over here, but we do have the option that we can have a column as a year or column as a dimension. So let's get started. Let's just add one dimension and start with my favorite category name. Okay, you see we have a category name. And then let's add a year as well, sales amount, and add as a term a year, sum of sales amount. So we have those options. Now let's see, there are the options in data column are different. The couple of starting are same. Category name, you can change the formula as in the other options. If you want to see that video, you can go to my channel and you can see the first video where I have talked about the visualization and some basic properties about that. But these value call things are different. So we don't have this option anywhere else except this straight table, where we can conditionally show or hide these columns. This is present both in number year as well as in dimension. So for example, if any condition comes out to be 0, it will not be shown. For example, if I just do that, you see it's gone. So and it's like it never exists. So you can use pivot different conditions, different evaluation criteria to conditionally hide or show. That's up to you. One way could be giving the option to end users to conditionally choose like conditional reporting, whatever dimension they want to see in this particular table. They can use that and give them the option using drop down input variables, or you can give them through other means like having a table or or a field where you have the list of the measures. We will talk about in our detail these kind of techniques in our advanced videos. Okay, so here we are. For if we don't keep it that here, it's just 1, sorry. And now the good thing is we have a background color over here. So for example, I can have a red color at the background, or I can have RGB colors. For example, let's add 10, 10, and 10. Or, oh, my fault, RGB, okay. So we can have RGB colorings. And you see the text font color automatically changes based if it's a dark color or a dark light color. Or I can have an ARGB color, and let's just put an alpha of 50. So we can just have this option. Oh, I think instead of a comma, I put it to dot. Okay, so here we are. So here you have all these options. You can also add hex color, but if you add a hex color, for example, let's just take this particular color. So you need to make sure that you put quotes. Hex color do not work without quotes, so you need to put in the quotes. Similarly, you can play around with text color. All the options that are here, there can be used here as well. Then we have the text alignment option. We can have center aligned, right aligned, or left aligned. So if you are using Unicode characters such as Arabic text or Urdu text, you can use these alignments. And then we have an interesting option here. The representation as a text, as a link, as an image. So if I want to add a link over here, so I can just add a link. For example, I just add a link, And when I say that it's a link, so it means that this particular thing here needs to be a link, and it asks, so here is the link setting. So if I want this to be the main thing and I want to add a link over here, so I will just say here's my link, and let's just add google.com, and let's just search something. I'm just trying to come up with a syntax. So yeah, so here we are. We can write down this syntax, and instead of this we can just have category name over here. So here we go. So if I go into the, you see, it will start appearing clickable link. If I click over here, it will go and it will search for baby clothing. You can make this link. There can be, it is in your database. You can use that particular link, or you can make your own link, whatever you want. A search link, customize, making couple of things together. So this is a very handy option. The third option is the image option. So if we have the image option, it gives us the, in the settings, it says that if you want to add the image URL, and you can add the image URL. I'm working on the cloud, so in the cloud you have to have some additional settings to bypass the security, which is not easy. So if you're, I will share another video. There are other options for the image in maps and other things. So I will have another detailed video on that. We have the option of the image in tooltip. So for the images and the media, I will have another video for that. So for the time being, let's just use this link. Okay. So these are the options for the dimension. But what if it is a year? So if it's a year, so we have these options again, label and all those things. But here we have the option for the number formatting. So we can have a number formatting, money, date, and we can have a Meyer expression. In the Meyer expression, we have to define it ourselves. Just like, let's just do one thing. I can do is, I can tell it it's a numeric one, format, and so these number formattings you can just go anywhere in Excel, in even or in any HTML form programming coding, so you can find those options. Again, we have the option for show column, we have the option for the background color, we have the text color option. Unfortunately, for here, before I say anything else, let's just put it red. Okay, so unfortunately we can, if we want to make this color, whole color in one way, it unfortunately we don't have option. We have to write the same condition in every column. Here we have the if then else condition. So what we can do is, we can say is, if sum of my sales, or here I can refer to column 1. Column 1 means the Meyer column. Column 1, column is already, it's not the dimension is ignored, it's always the column 1. So if I say is less than 1 million, I hope I am right, and then the color should be red, otherwise please make the blue color. So here we are, you see. So here we have the colors, there is one more below the million, so we have it. Let's say just put it 2 million, and so that we have more ads. Okay, then we have the options for, again we have the option for text alignment, and we have the option for odd sum total here appearing here. So it can be an average. By average, it basically takes, these are 8 values, it sums them up and divide them. We can take the count of these values, And you see now I have put this numeric number format. So it's just because of that I have made sure that there should be 2 digit at minimum. Haven't I put this sign over here, it should have been only one value. That is mandatory if it is available. Okay, so we have count, we have maximum, minimum, and then we have none option if we don't want to have anything here. So for the time being, let's just keep auto. Then this is very handy function when, for example, we have the sum here, but we want to see the average of these eight. It's handy. By auto, it basically uses the formula definition, and at times it's also handy that we have average over here, but we want to sum all those averages. So it can be very handy in terms of presentation. Again, we have the option for the representation. So here we have some couple of other options. We have the option for text, we have the option for image, but we do have the options for indicator in the mini chart. So let's not do that here. Let's just duplicate this particular expression and use the different presentation over here and in terms of indicator. So in terms of indicator, now we have basically the segmentation option. So we have some indicators and the options for indicators are these options. So for example, I just add a segment and I say if you are above 1.5 million, yeah, then you should be in a dangerous zone, and the color should be. And if you are beyond that, then you should be this one, and you should be given a light sign. Okay, so you see you have the indicators, you can have down arrow, upward arrow, and you can have different kind of formulae as well, like as compared to target, or you can refer it to something else. So we have these options, and this option is very handy. Then we have another option. Let's duplicate that again. And if you are a Qlik user, you might know it, or you using other BI tools. This is a mini chart. The mini chart is very handy. So it gives you an idea of baby clothes on another dimension, how it's going on. For example, the most commonly used one is time, month, year, month. So we take the order year, month, and you see we have a trend over here. So we can have this mini chart. So in the mini chart, we have the options for bar charts, spark lines, positive, negative, and dots. So just keep, for example, we can have bars. So these are bar options. So this each month in the data set, year, month I have taken. So it's essentially year with the month. So it's representing how is trend. So I can just have, instead of having too many bar charts, I can just, on the quick glance, I can see the sales are heavily skewed toward the end periods, and there is in between there was some increase, but now it's going down. So I can have that on a fly. Then we have the options for this particular mini chart that we just created. So the y-axis local. This means that each of these lines will have its local axis. For example, maybe we have maximum sales. If you see, this is a good example that the maximum sale over here might be around 100,000, but in this case it's 500,000 in a month. So you see, but the difference seems like same. So we want to have a global so that we can compare not only the sale of this one, but we can also compare across. And you see, now we can see that not only we can compare this particular each week with each month, but we can also compare it with the global average. And okay, as compared to this one, how was this performing? Here was this performing? How this category was performing? and then we have this particular line how we want to have it with, let's keep it auto for that moment. So you see we have a lot of options, and the mini chart one is my favorite because it gives you a lot of insights in a very uh, compact space of the graph of the screen. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's move to the next part. We have the options for category, sorting. So the sorting we have already discussed that. We have the option for the add-on. Here we have only one option where we can have conditionally show or hide this particular table, and then we have the appearance option. In the appearance, the journal is same. Okay, there is one thing. I think I left that in the other videos. There is a toggle off menu. So you see, we have this make it bigger side, and if we go to the analysis mode, and whenever I hover it here, I see that. At times it's very irritating and annoying. So you might want to change it, or if specifically if the table is very small or the other object, this is available in all the objects, so it might be that this is very irritating. So you can just click over here and you see this option of disappear. If I hover it over here, this doesn't show. But yes, if you want to expand it, you can always have the option by right clicking it. It doesn't bother you now. So this is another good option to have. Okay, then the major options are an presentation. In the presentation, we have this styling tab. Here we can have the header size, font size changed. We can have the content font size different from the header size. We can, you know, change the height of this one. So this now looks better. And let's now make it a little bigger. So you see, we can see these options. Okay. Then we have highlight over. This is a very good feature actually, especially when you are dealing with many list values. So for let me turn it on, and we can set the color of the hover. What exactly that does? Let me just set it up, and you will see that what exactly that do. Okay, so we have the scroll bar options, that how we want to have it. Let's for the time being keep it small. So scroll bar is when we have the lot of values. Okay, you see now in the analysis mode, I can easily, whenever I hover a row, so the whole row is highlighted so that I can easily compare which I'm while, rather than manually guessing. Okay, this value is this value is this what is the value against men clothing, and so on and so forth. So it becomes very convenient to see the things in a very easy way. Okay, so now let's add one more dimension over here. Let's add, yeah, product. Let's say, let's add product. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, this seems fine so far. And then let's come over here again. And okay, so we want to have we can change the these labels, the total. We can call it grad total. Okay, that's great. Now we have this option. Okay, then this is another very handy option. This handy option is that if you have in a straight table too many columns which cannot be fit in one screen size, you have the option that you can have this horizontal scroll, or you have the option that rather than having the horizontal scroll, maybe at the time you want to see only 10 to 15 5 to 10 columns. So rather than scrolling them, you can just pick and choose. So this also gives you an option that if your screen size is small, you can have a report with the maximum 5-10 columns, and give the option to the end user to pick these columns on the fly. So if we have that, and let me just make it a little smaller. If you see, still not okay. Yeah, now I have this option over here. that disappears as my screen size increases. So let me add a few other dimensions so that I can see that I can have that. Okay, now you see I have this option over here. So if I just click over here, so the option that the column that is not here, if I can drag it here, and you see it's over here. So we can, if we have more columns, so they will start appearing over here, and we can change their order in order to fit our requirement. So just click apply, and let's make it a little bigger to make it convenient for us. Okay, so in appearance, then the other options that we have is we can have the wrap text headings and those cells. So if we don't have that, it's see what happened exactly over here. So if we don't have that option, now it's appearing in two columns. We don't have that, it doesn't show that in two columns. It just try dot dot dot. So these are some good options to for in terms of the format. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you very much.